In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Success is really attained by the believers, who concentrate their attention in humbleness when offering salah, prayers, and who keep themselves away from vain things, and who are performers of zakah, and who guard their private parts, except from their wives or from those bondwomen who are owned by their hands, as they are not to be blamed. However, those who seek sexual pleasure beyond that are the transgressors. And success is attained by those who honestly look after their trusts and covenant, and who consistently observe their prayers. Those are the inheritors who will inherit Firdaus, the paradise. They will be there forever. We have created man from an extract of clay. Then we made him a sperm drop in a firm resting place. Then we turned the sperm drop into a clot. Then we turned the clot into a fetus lump. Then we turned the fetus lump into bones. Then we clothed the bones with flesh. Thereafter we developed it into another creature. So, glorious is Allah, the best of the creators. Then, after all this, you are to die. Then you are to be raised again on the day of judgment. And we created above you 7 paths, heavens, and we were never neglectful of the creation. And we sent down water from the sky in due measure. Then we lodged it in the earth. And of course, we are able to take it away. Then we produced with it gardens of date palms and vines for your benefit. For you there are many fruits in them, and of them you eat. And we produced a tree of olive that comes forth from there, Mount of Sinai, which grows with oil and with a dressing for those who eat. And indeed there is a sure lesson in the cattle for you. We give you a drink from that which lies in their bellies, and for you there are many benefits in them, and of them you eat. And on them and on the boats you are transported. Surely, we sent Nuh to his nation. So he said, My people, worship Allah. You have no God whatsoever other than him. So, do you not fear Allah? So, said the disbelieving chiefs from among his nation, this man is nothing but a human being like you. He wishes to impose his superiority over you. Had Allah willed, he would have sent down angels instead of him. We have not heard of such a thing among our forefathers. He is none but a man suffering from madness. So wait for what happens to him until some time. He said, My Lord, help me, for they have rejected me. So we sent our revelation to him, saying, Make the ship under our eyes and our revelation. So, when our command will come, and the oven will gush forth, take on its board a pair of 2 from each species, along with your family, except those of them against whom the word has already come to pass. And do not speak to me in favor of those who have done wrong. They are sure to be drowned. So, when you and those with you are well seated in the ship, say, Praises for Allah, who saved us from the wrongdoing people. And say, My Lord, make me land a blessed landing, and you are the best of those who bring someone to land. Surely, there are signs in it, and we do always test people. Then after them we created another generation, and sent among them a messenger from themselves, to convey the message, Worship Allah, you have no God whatsoever other than him. So do you not fear Allah? Then said the chiefs of his nation who were disbelievers and who denied facing the hereafter and whom we made affluent in the worldly life, This man is nothing but a human being. He eats from what you eat from, and drinks from what you drink. If you obey a human like yourselves, then you will be absolute losers. Does he promise you that, when you die and are turned into dust and bones, you are to be brought forth? Far too improbable is what you are being promised. There is nothing but our worldly life. We die and we live, and we are not to be raised again. He is nothing but a man who has forged a lie against Allah, and we are not going to believe in him. He said, My Lord, help me, for they have rejected me. He, Allah, said, In a little while they will have to be remorseful. So the cry seized them according to the true promise, and we turned them into scum. So, away with the wrongdoing people. Then, after them, we created another generation. No community can go ahead of its appointed time, nor can they become late. Thereafter, we sent our messengers successively. Whenever its messenger came to a community, they rejected him. Then we made some of them follow others, in destruction, and turned them into tales of history. So, away with the people who do not believe. Thereafter, we sent Musa and his brother Harun with our signs and a clear proof, towards Pharaoh, and his advisors. But they showed arrogance and they were haughty people. So they said, shall we believe in two humans who are like ourselves and whose people are serving us as slaves? Thus they rejected both of them and were among the destroyed. And, of course, we gave Musa the book, so that they may take the right path. And we made the son of Mary, and his mother a sign, and gave them shelter on a height, having a place of rest and running springs. O messengers, eat from the good things, and act righteously. Of whatever you do, I am fully aware. Surely, this is your creed, a single creed, and I am your Lord. So fear me. But they split up ways from one another, dividing themselves into factions, each faction happy with what lies before it. So leave them in their negligence for some time. Do they think that by consistently providing them with wealth and children, we are accelerating their real good things to them? The fact, however, is that they do not understand the reality. Contrarily, those who are anxious out of awe of their Lord, and those who believe in the verses of their Lord, and those who do not associate any partner to their Lord, and those who give whatever they give, with their hearts full of fear that to their Lord they are to return, those people are accelerating towards the real good things, and they are the foremost to attain them. We do not place a burden on anyone except according to his ability. With us there is a book which speaks with truth, and they shall not be wronged. But their hearts are in ignorance about this, and they have deeds other than that, which they are continuously doing. Until when we will seize their affluent ones with punishment, they will suddenly start crying. Then it will be said to them, do not cry today. You will not be helped by us. My verses used to be recited to you, but you used to turn back on your heels in arrogance, making it a subject of tales at night, talking nonsense about it. Then, is it that they did not ponder over the word of Allah, or there has come to them something that did not come to their forefathers? Or did they not recognize their messenger and therefore they denied him? Or do they say, he is suffering from madness? No, but he has come to them with truth, but it is the truth that most of them dislike. Had the truth followed their desires, the heavens and the earth and all those therein would have fallen in total disorder. However, we have brought to them their advice, but it is their advice that they are averse to. Or is it that you, O Prophet, demand remuneration from them? But the remuneration from your Lord is best, and he is the best of all givers. Surely you are inviting them to a straight path. And those who do not believe in the hereafter are surely the deviators from the path. And if we have mercy on them and remove whatever distress they have, they would still persist obstinately in their rebellion, wandering blindly, in disbelief. We have already seized them with punishment, but they did not turn humble to their Lord, nor do they supplicate in humility. Until when we will open against them the door of a severe punishment, they will be taken aback in despair. He is the one who created for you ears and eyes and hearts. Little you are grateful. And he is the one who created you on the earth, and it is he unto whom you will be gathered together. And he is the one who gives life and brings death, and it is he who controls the alternation of night and day. So, do you not understand? But they say, as the earlier people had said, they said, is it that, when we will die and become dust and bones, is it that we will be raised again? This is what has been promised to us and to our fathers before. It is nothing but the tales of the ancients. Say, whose is the earth and all those therein? If you have knowledge, they will say, Allah's. Say, would you still pay no heed? Say, who is the Lord of the seven heavens and the Lord of the great throne? They will say, all this belongs to Allah. Say, would you still not fear Allah? Say, who is the one in whose hand lies the kingdom of everything and who gives protection, and no protection can be given against him? If you have knowledge, they will say, all this belongs to Allah. Say, then by which magic are you drawn crazy? The fact is that we have brought to them the truth, and they are absolute liars. Allah has not taken a son to himself, nor was there any God with him. Had there been so, every God would have taken away what he created, and each one of them would have been aggressive against the other. Pure is Allah. From what they describe, he is the knower of the hidden and the manifest. So, he is far higher than their ascribing of partners to him. O Prophet, say, in prayer, O my Lord, if you are to show me, in my life, that punishment, which they, the infidels, are threatened with, then, my Lord, do not place me among the wrongdoing people. And of course, we do have the power to show you that with which we have threatened them. Repel evil with that which is best. We are well aware of what they describe and say, my Lord, I seek refuge in you from the strokes of the Satans, devils, and I seek refuge in you, my Lord, even from their coming near me. The infidels go on doing their misdeeds, until when death comes to one of them, he will say, my Lord, send me back so that I may act righteously in that world, which I have left behind. Never. It is simply a word he utters, and in front of such people there is a barrier till the day when they will be resurrected. Thereafter, when the zur, the trumpet, is blown, no ties of kinship will remain between them any more, nor will they inquire about one another. So, the one whose scales, of good deeds, turn out to be heavy, then such people are the successful ones, and the one whose scales turn out to be light, then such people are the ones who harm their own selves. In Jahannam, hell, they are to remain forever. Fire will scorch their faces, and they will be disfigured therein. It will be said to such people, were my verses not used to be recited to you and you used to reject them? They will say, our Lord, our wretchedness prevailed over us, and we were a people wandering astray. Our Lord, get us out from here. If we do this again, then of course, we will be transgressors. He, Allah, will say, stay in it, humiliated, and do not speak to me. There was indeed a group of my servants who used to say, our Lord, we adhere to the true faith. So forgive us and have mercy upon us, and you are the best of all the merciful. But you made fun of them, so much so that they caused you to forget my remembrance, and you used to laugh at them. Today I have so recompensed them for their observing patience that they are the triumphant. He, Allah, will say, to unbelievers, how long did you stay on the earth by number of years? They will say, we stayed for a day or for a part of a day. So, ask those angels, who have exact calculation. He will say, you did not stay but for a little. Would that you had understood this at that time. So did you think that we created you for nothing, and that you will not be brought back to us? So, high above all is Allah, the King, the True. There is no God but He, the Lord of the noble throne. And whoever invokes another God with Allah, while he has no proof for it, his reckoning is only with his Lord. Surely, the infidels will not achieve success. And say, O Prophet, my Lord, grant pardon and have mercy, for you are the best of all the merciful. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. This is a surah we have sent down and enjoined, and sent down in it clear signs, so that you may receive the advice. The fornicating woman and the fornicating man, flog each one of them with 100 stripes. No pity for them should prevail upon you in the matter of Allah's religion, if you really believe in Allah and the last day, and a group of believers must witness their punishment. A man who is fornicator does not like to marry but a woman who is a fornicator or a polytheist, and a woman who is a fornicator does not like to marry but a man who is a fornicator or a polytheist. And this, for example, preferring to marry such spouses, has been prohibited for the believers. Those who accuse the chaste women of fornication, but they do not produce 4 witnesses, flog them with 80 stripes and do not accept their any evidence any more. They are the sinners, except those who repent afterwards and mend their ways. Then, Allah is all forgiving, very merciful. Those who accuse their wives of adultery, while they have no witnesses except their own selves, then the evidence of one of them would be to swear 4 oaths by Allah that he is truthful, and the 5th oath, that Allah's curse be on him if he is one of the liars. And it will remove the punishment from the woman if she swears 4 oaths by Allah that he, the accuser husband, is certainly one of the liars, and the 5th oath, that Allah's wrath be on her if he is one of the truthful, had it not been for the grace of Allah upon you, and his mercy, and, had it not been, that Allah is most relenting, all-wise, you would have faced severe hardships. Those who have come up with the false imputation are a gang among you. Do not think it is bad for you, rather, it is good for you. Every one of them is liable for what he earned of the sin. And the one who played the major role in it, for him there is a mighty punishment. Why, when you, O believers, heard of it, did the believing men and the believing women not think well about their own selves, and, why did they not say, this is a manifest lie? Why did they, the accusers, not bring 4 witnesses to prove this? So, as they did not bring the witnesses, they are the liars in the sight of Allah. Had it not been for the grace of Allah upon you, and his mercy in this world and in the hereafter, a severe punishment would have reached you for what you indulged in, when you were welcoming it with your tongues, and were saying with your mouths something of which you had no knowledge, and were taking it as a trivial matter, while in the sight of Allah it was grave. And why, when you heard of it, did you not say, it is not for us to speak about this? Pure are you, O Allah. This is a terrible calumny. Allah admonishes you never to repeat something like this, if you are believers. Allah makes the signs clear to you, and Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. Surely, those who like that lewdness spreads among the believers, for them there is painful punishment in this world and the hereafter. Allah knows, and you do not know, had it not been for the grace of Allah upon you, and his mercy, and that Allah is very kind, very merciful, you would have been destroyed? O you who believe, do not follow the footsteps of Satan. Whoever follows the footsteps of Satan should know that he orders one to commit shameful acts and evil deeds. Had it not been for the grace of Allah upon you, and his mercy, not a single person from you would have ever attained purity. But Allah purifies whomsoever he wills. Allah is all-hearing, all-knowing. The men of grace and wealth among you should not swear against giving their charitable gifts to the kinsmen and the poor and to those who have migrated in the way of Allah, and they should forgive and forego. Do you not like that Allah forgives you? Allah is most forgiving, very merciful. Surely, those who level a false charge against the chaste, naive and believing women are cursed in this world and the hereafter, and for them there is a mighty punishment on the day when their tongues, their hands and their legs will testify against themselves of what they used to do. On that day Allah will give them their rightful recompense in full, and they will know that Allah is the very truth who makes all things manifest. Vile women are for vile men, and vile men are for vile women, and good women are for good men, and good men are for good women. Those are free from what they, the accusers, say. For them there is forgiveness, and a graceful provision. O you who believe, do not enter any houses, other than your own houses unless you seek permission and greet their inmates with salam. That is good for you, so that you may be heedful. Even if you do not find anyone in them, do not enter therein until permission is given to you. And if it is said to you, go back, just go back, it is more decent for you. Allah is all aware of what you do. There is no sin on you if you enter uninhabited houses in which you have rightful benefit. Allah knows what you reveal and what you conceal. Tell the believing men that they must lower their gazes and guard their private parts, it is more decent for them. Surely Allah is all aware of what they do. And tell the believing women that they must lower their gazes and guard their private parts, and must not expose their adornment, except that which appears thereof, and must trap their bosoms with their shawls, and must not expose their adornment, except to their husbands or their fathers or the fathers of their husbands, or to their sons or the sons of their husbands, or to their brothers or the sons of their brothers or the sons of their sisters, or to their women, or to those owned by their right hands, or male attendants having no sexual urge, or to the children who are not yet conscious of the shames of women. And let them not stamp their feet in a way that the adornment they conceal is known. And repent to Allah. O believers, all of you, so that you may achieve success. Arrange the marriage of the spouseless among you, and the capable from among your bondmen and bondwomen. If they are poor, Allah will enrich them out of His grace. Allah is all-encompassing, all-knowing. And those who cannot afford marriage should keep themselves chaste until Allah enriches them out of His grace. And those of your slaves who wish to enter the contract of Qadd, emancipation by paying money, contract Qadd with them, if you recognize some good in them. And give them out of the wealth of Allah that He has given to you. And do not compel your maids to prostitution, if they wish to observe chastity, in order that you may seek the temporary benefit of the worldly life. If one compels them, then after their being compelled, Allah is most forgiving, very merciful. Indeed, we have sent down to you enlightening verses, and an exemplary description of those who passed away before you, and a good counsel for the God-fearing. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. The example of His light is that of a niche, in which there is a lamp. The lamp is in a glass. The glass looks like a brilliant star. It is lit by the oil of a blessed tree, the olive, which is neither eastern nor western. Its oil is about to emit light even though the fire has not touched it. It is light upon light. Allah guides to His light whomsoever He wills. Allah describes examples for the people, and Allah knows everything well. The guided people worship Allah in the houses that Allah has permitted to be raised, and where His name is recounted and His purity is pronounced, in the morning and in the evening, by the men whom no trade or sale makes neglectful of the remembrance of Allah, nor from establishing Salah and paying Zakah. They are fearful of a day in which the hearts and the eyes will be overturned. The fate of such people is that Allah will reward them for the best deeds they did, and will give them more out of His grace. Allah gives whom He wills without counting. As for those who disbelieve, their deeds are like a mirage in a desert plain, which a thirsty person deems to be water, until when he comes to it, he finds it nothing, and finds the decree of Allah with him, so he pays him his account in full. Allah is swift at reckoning. Or, their deeds are like layers of darkness in a vast deep sea overwhelmed by a wave, above which there is another wave, above which there are clouds, layers of darkness, one above the other. When one puts forth his hand, he can hardly see it, and the one to whom Allah does not give light can have no light at all. Did you not realize that purity of Allah is proclaimed by all those in the heavens and the earth, and by the birds with their wings spread out? Everyone knows one's own way of praying to Allah, and one's own way of proclaiming Allah's purity, and Allah knows well what they do. To Allah belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and towards Allah is the final return. Do you not realize that Allah drives the clouds, then joins them together, then turns them into a heap? Then you see the rain coming out from their midst. He sends down from the sky mountains of clouds, having hail in them. Then He afflicts with it whomsoever He wills and turns it away from whomsoever He wills. The flash of its lightning seems to snatch away the eyes. Allah alternates the night and the day. Surely, in that there is a lesson for those who have eyes to see. Allah has created every moving creature from water. So, some of them move on their bellies, and some of them move on 2 legs, and some of them move on 4. Allah creates what He wills. Surely, Allah is powerful over everything. We have surely sent down enlightening verses, and Allah guides whom He wills to the straight path. They say, we have believed in Allah. and in the messenger, and have adopted obedience, then a group from them goes back after all this. Those are no believers when they are summoned to Allah and His Messenger, that He, the Messenger, may judge between them. In no time a group of them turns averse, and if the right is theirs, they would come to Him as, if they are submissive ones. Is there a malady in their hearts, or do they have doubt, or do they fear that Allah and His Messenger will do injustice to them? Rather they themselves are the unjust. The only reply of the true believers, when they are summoned to Allah and His Messenger, that He, the Messenger, may judge between them, is that they say, we listen and obey. Such people are the successful. Whoever obeys Allah and His Messenger and has awe of Him and observes taqwa for His sake, then such people are the victorious. And they, the hypocrites, swear by Allah on forceful oaths that if you, O Prophet, order them, they will certainly leave their homes for jihad. Say, do not swear, the reality of your obedience is known. Indeed Allah is fully aware of what you do. Say, obey Allah and obey the Messenger. But if you turn away, then on him, the Messenger, lies the responsibility of what he is burdened with, and on you lies the responsibility of what you are burdened with. And if you obey him, you will get the right path. The duty of the Messenger is no more than to convey the message clearly. Allah has promised those of you who believe and do good deeds that He will certainly make them His vicegerents in the land, as He made those before them, and will certainly establish for them their religion which He has chosen for them, and will certainly give them peace in place of fear in which they were before, provided that they worship Me, ascribing no partner to Me. And those who turn infidel after that are the transgressors. Establish Salah and pay Zakah and obey the Messenger, so that you may be favored with mercy. Never think that the disbelievers are able to frustrate Allah's plan on the earth. Their abode is the fire. Indeed it is an evil terminus. O you who believe, the slaves owned by you, and those of you who have not reached puberty, must seek your permission to see you at 3 times, before the prayer of Fajr, and when you take off your clothes at noon, and after the prayer of Isha. These are 3 times of privacy for you. There is no harm, neither to you nor to them, after these 3 times. They are your frequent visitors, as some of you are frequent visitors of the others. This is how Allah explains the verses to you. Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. When the children from among you reach puberty, they must seek permission, as the permission is sought by those before them. This is how Allah explains His verses to you. Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. And those old women who have no hope for marriage, there is no sin on them, if they take off their extra clothes while they do not display their adornment. Still, that they refrain, even from this, is better for them. Allah is all-hearing, all-knowing. There is no blame on a blind person, nor is there any blame on any lame one, nor is there any blame on a sick person, nor on yourselves in that you eat something from your own homes or from the homes of your fathers or the homes of your mothers or the homes of your brothers or the homes of your sisters or the homes of your paternal uncles, or the homes of your paternal aunts or the homes of your maternal uncles or the homes of your maternal aunts, or from the places the keys of which you have under your control, or from the home of your friend. There is no sin on you if you eat together or separately. So when you enter homes, greet one another with salam, a greeting prescribed by Allah, which is blessed, pleasant. This is how Allah explains the verses to you, so that you may understand. The believers are only those who believe in Allah and His Messenger, and who, when they are with Him for a collective matter, do not leave unless they seek His permission. Surely, those who seek your permission are the ones who believe in Allah and His Messenger. So, if they seek permission from you for some business of theirs, give permission to whom you wish from among them, and pray to Allah for their forgiveness. Surely, Allah is most forgiving, very merciful. Do not take the call of the Messenger among you as a call of one of you to another. Allah definitely knows those of you who sneak out hiding themselves under the cover of others. So, those who violate His Messenger's order must beware, lest they are visited by a trial or they are visited by a painful punishment. Remember, to Allah belongs all that is there in the heavens and the earth. He knows the condition in which you are at present, and the day on which they will be returned to Him. He will tell them what they did. Allah is fully aware of everything. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Glorious is the one who has revealed the criterion to his servant, so that he may be a warner to all the worlds. The one to whom belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and who did neither have a son, nor is there any partner to him in the kingdom, and who has created everything and designed it in a perfect measure. Yet they have adopted other gods beside him, who do not create anything, as they themselves are created, and they possess no power to cause harm or benefit even to themselves, nor do they have any control over death or life or resurrection. The disbelievers said, "This is nothing but a lie He, the Messenger, has fabricated and some other people have helped him in it." Thus they came up with sheer injustice and falsehood. And they said, "These are the tales of the ancients He, the Messenger, has caused to be written, and they are read out to him at morn and eve." Say, "It is sent down by the one who knows the secret in the heavens and the earth. Indeed He is most forgiving, very merciful." They said, "What sort of messenger is this who eats food and walks in the markets? Why is it that an angel has not been sent down to him who would have been a warner along with him, or a treasure should have been thrown down to him, or he should have a garden to eat from it?" And the transgressors said, to the believers, "You are following none but a bewitched man. See how they coin similes for you, so they have gone astray and cannot find a way. Glorious is the one who, if he so wills, would give you better than that, gardens beneath which rivers flow, and would give you palaces, but they have disbelieved the hour, the day of judgment, and for those who disbelieve the hour, we have prepared a flaming fire. When it will see them from a distant place, they will hear the sounds of its raging and breathing. And when they will be thrown into a narrow place therein, while they will be chained together, they will call for death. Then it will be said to them, "Do not call for one death today, but call for many a death." Say, "Is that better or the eternal paradise the God-fearing are promised?" It will be a reward for them and a final abode. For them there will be whatever they wish, while they will be eternal. This is a promise undertaken by your Lord, the fulfillment of which is worth praying for. Remember the day when He will gather them and what they used to worship beside Allah, and will say to the latter ones, "Did you mislead these my servants, or did they themselves lose the way?" They will say, "Pure are you. It was not for us to adopt other guardians than you. Instead, you gave them and their fathers worldly benefits till they forgot the advice, and became a ruined people. Thus they will refute you in what you say, and you will not be able to repulse the punishment, or to receive help. Whoever commits injustice from among you, we will make him taste a painful punishment. We did not send any messengers before you, O Prophet, but all of them used to eat food and walk in the markets. And we have made some of you a test for some others. Would you observe patience? And your Lord is ever seeing,